We're live now, so we will call to order the regular meeting of the City of Charlestown Sanitary Sewer Board. Today is July 20th, 2023. It is 10:03 a.m. We'll begin as is our custom. If everyone will join, please say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. As far as attendance goes, let the record show that Nathan Gruns and Mayor Hodges are present in person and that we're joined by Ryan Hoskins via Zoom. And Clerk Treasurer Donna Coomer is with us, as well as our attorney Bo Zeller. Because we do have one member attending virtually, all votes, any votes taken during this meeting will need to be done by roll call vote. However, we can see and hear Ryan, and he can see and hear us. First up, we have an agenda that's been sent out. I would entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion from Nathan.
Second.
A second from Ryan. Any questions or additions to the agenda? Hearing none, roll call vote. Nathan?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, so that's unanimous. Our standing business, we have approval or correction of our meeting minutes from our July 6th meeting, our current claims, and our payroll allowance docket from July 2nd to July 15th. Entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion as well.
I have a motion from Nathan.
Second.
Second from Ryan. Any edits or questions? Hearing none, roll call vote. Nathan?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
I'm a yes, that's unanimous. I don't see anybody signed up for public comment this morning. We have no old business, and on new business, we just have our update, so I'll call for Tim Crawford for our wastewater treatment plant operator report. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. This is the point of the month, or the meeting, that I try to provide the board with an update on the facility operations. You will see in the summary that I provided in your packet that the facility continues to operate very well. For the sake of sounding like a broken record, I will on that point every month. So, but if you turn to the second page, there are a few highlighted items that I would like to point out to the board as just FYIs, or just so that you do know what's going on. Under the activities and tasks performed during this particular month, the month of June, the first bullet that you see is that we did install 2 telemetry apparatus at 2 different sites within the city. What that means is that we are literally watching these sites minute by minute instead of being totally reactive as we have been in the past. This is telling us, hopefully before it becomes a major issue, we can respond to it and address it before it gets to that point. So that we're very pleased that we've got that in the works. There's, like I said, there's 2 right now, one being at the plant, the other one being at Spring Street. Spring Street being associated with the agreed order that we have. We have a high-level alarm that will call out for us when the wet well gets high. And then we also have a high-level alarm prior to any potential discharge out the overflow. So we will be in the next quarterly report reporting to the IDM and EPA that those apparatus have been installed, and that actually fulfills a lot of our obligations associated with that.
Good.
So the next highlighted section that you see, and I'll point this out each month as well, we have finally, after proceeded beyond some of the mechanical issues with our equipment, the guys were able to clean almost 3,400 linear feet within the collection system this last month, and televised almost 1,800 linear feet. Those are very important numbers to us as well in the agreed order. So now that we've got that, we have that in better working order, I think you'll continue to see those numbers increase. I will say that based on the last board meeting, the board approved the lining of the combo jet truck.
Mm-hmm.
We should have it back tomorrow with that completed. So that's a vast improvement over what we got as well. I think the other thing that is highlighted in the actual report that you have for you is that we are scheduled to start cleaning, or the company that the board approved, which is Robinson Pipe Cleaning, is scheduled to start cleaning the Spring Street retention basin at the end of this month. They anticipate that to take about 40 hours, which is a week, and that will be done. The good thing about this particular situation is we will evaluate the liner once it is clean. There is an outside possibility, and I say this tongue in cheek, that liner may not need to be changed, or it may not be replaced. That's $100,000 savings if we can make that happen. And we're going to try very hard to make that happen. So, I mean, I'll be glad to answer any questions with that. I've got one other item that I want to advise the board on, but I'll be glad to answer any questions you have with the information I'm getting.
If there's like a tear in the liner, can we just repair it?
We can. That's going to be our mode of operation.
Yeah.
Great. Questions, Ryan, do you have any questions for him on these issues?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay. Last but not least, and I think most people, if not everyone, realizes that over the last 6 weeks, we've had an intern within the utility working. Fine young man. He's a graduate of Charlestown High School. His name is Ethan Biggs. Again, Ethan's done an outstanding job. The thing that I would like to present to the board today is that his employment with the program that he is on ends this Friday. Ethan has expressed to me that he would like to continue to pursue working in the wastewater field. In order for us to do that, we would have to consider, or the board would have to consider, if we would want to bring him on, and I would recommend at a part-time position, if so chosen.
What's the financial impact if we do?
The financial impact, we would bring him on at about $15 an hour. The financial impact on an annual basis at 30 hours or less, which I've spoken with Heather, which is a restriction that we had, would be about an impact of about $23,900 annually.
Is there useful work that he can do that helps?
Yes, ma'am. With his help, I believe that we can improve even over and beyond what we are right now, at having working with Josh Winslow and learning the televising and cleaning of the collection system. But he can already do that. That's the beauty of this. He can do that. He can operate the lab. Ethan's really picked up a lot in the 6 weeks that he's been there.
Thoughts from board members?
It's a good opportunity, sounds to me like if we can do it.
I think we can overcome the budget constraint.
Employees are hard to find. I mean, if this one's already proven himself in 6 weeks, I think we should give him a shot.
And my only hesitancy is just where we are with trying to secure our bond and how sensitive all of that is. That I've tried to be as open with council members as possible. And I had a meeting with a council person before this came up and said, we're good on staff, we're not hiring anybody new. I think this is different, it's part-time, so there's no benefits. There's no benefit payout, there's none of that, it's just the 15 an hour for no more than 30 hours a week.
Right.
Ethan knows that. I guess he's willing to commit to that for
Right.
unforeseen future. So that's my only hesitancy.
I agree wholeheartedly with you, Mayor, and I would even go to the point to state, I think it's a golden opportunity for multiple reasons. One, it's a local young man. Two, he's shown the ambition. But to be very honest with you and the board, it would be a luxury.
All right.
So I do not present it as we need this person. We would love to have him.
All right. Well, we need vote approval, we need board approval to do it. So obviously we need to vote to make that offer.
Make a motion to approve pending financial analysis to make sure it.
I can contact Dean and ask from Baker Tilly and ask if this would be somehow detrimental to, what you're saying about 24,000
Right.
a year, and ask him that impact operation and what that does if he thinks that would hurt. You say he's on until next week?
He's on until Friday of
Just
this
this
week.
Friday of this
Yes.
week. We don't meet again until. So I have a motion from Nathan to approve pending financial review. I'm assuming that you're then as a part of that motion is that you're authorizing me to move forward with that
Sure.
if the financial review shows it. Because I would also like to talk to a council member that I previously met with and make sure that he's okay with that too.
Is he going to school? Is he planning on going to school?
Actually, we've got him started in the process, Nathan, of obtaining his first certification level, which is ISP, which is an apprentice
Right.
of a wastewater treatment operator. And he's started that process now, as well as is getting ready to go take his CDL permit test so that he can start that process as well.
Okay. So I have a motion, Nathan, on the floor Ryan from Nathan to authorize me to hire if there is marginal or no fiscal impact in the sense that it doesn't affect at all our bonding ability.
Second that.
So I have a second from Ryan. Any other questions or comments on that? And what I'll do is I'll email Dean today after the meeting and just say, hey, here's this opportunity. We want to make sure that this would still not affect our ability to secure the bonds that we're working on to fund the wastewater plant. See what he says about that impact, and I can follow up with you on that, Tim.
Great.
So we'll do a roll call vote. Nathan?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
And I'm a yes because it's Tim. All right. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, I appreciate the board's time.
All right. And I think Lori Wyatt is here from JTL to give us our engineering update. Good morning. Did I miss the memo on the color code here? I mean, everybody's wearing some shade of like, they got teal. Even Nathan's got his like green label on. I'm just like not in the theme here.
You just normally have it on.
Okay, go for it.
Good morning. A couple updates for you guys. We did at the last council meeting get the meeting minutes amended that then SRF had requested specific language be changed regarding the PER for the treatment plant. So we will have those back to them. I actually am sending those to Camille today so that they can begin their environmental review process. That's part of their, I guess, approval of the PER. So that's one thing that's happening. The other exciting thing I'll say that happened as of yesterday, we went and met with the permit reviewer at IDEM, and we had a great meeting with him. It's always good when we can get that face-to-face time. We were able to kind of sit down and go through some of his questions, comments, concerns, and he just wants a couple pieces of information for clarification. And then he will be ready to issue the construction permit, which is exciting. So we anticipate having the request that he has given us. We hope to have that info out to him early next week. My goal is for us to even have that maybe out by tomorrow, if Jim doesn't, push back too much on me saying that. So we shall see. We are also going to meet with Seth, and I don't know if Tim's going to sit in on this one tomorrow or not, to begin conversations on pre-treatment and waste load allocations and what that will look like for you all moving forward as the new treatment plant is, the plan moving forward with potential industrial users coming and how we can best be prepared for that, and how we can, position the city to be able to be competitive as the RFIs from River Ridge continue to come in and these industries and businesses ask questions about what the requirements are for industries, because right now those don't exist. And that is always one of the things that they come back and ask again and again and again. And we really want to, now that we have, now that we know what's happening with the treatment plant and where that design, that the design is finished and everything, we want to take that next step so that we're able to answer those questions, more accurately, and also it will be more favorable for the city in that regard. The other thing we are doing that we have been coordinating with Tim, And kudos to Tim for trying to really track this down for you guys. We believe it will be very helpful, is the sanitary sewer permitting process. So you all are self-permitting, meaning that we at JTL are doing your application reviews. Those come in kind of randomly and sporadically and not with all of the information that we need. So that creates a lot of back and forth of, thank you for submitting your plans. Can we also get an application? Okay, now that we have an application, can we also get this information? Can we get, it just generates, it makes the process very lengthy. And so we have spent some time with Tim, and also the submission process is a little bit iffy and has a tendency to fall through the cracks, which no one wants that to happen because it doesn't look or feel good for anyone at that point. So we have developed a portal for submission, and we have developed also a checklist that any developers, hopefully that are watching and listening to these meetings, soon that will be up on the city's website, so they will be able to click a link. They will be able to see the full checklist as well as the application. With that checklist, they will be able to see everything that we need submitted, and they will be able to upload that automatically to the portal. And then we will get notification that those are there, and we will be able to begin the review process with a complete packet of everything we need all at once.
Great.
So Tim has done a great job spearheading that and really wanting to be able to hone that in and focus it so that we can continue to make progress on that process. One thing that we have been talking about, given that you all are self-permitting, and this is just a thought for you guys, I mentioned it to Bo, when people submit permit applications to IDEM, there is an application fee. There is not a construction permit application fee that is paid to the city. They are not submitting an application to IDEM anymore. There's no fee there. They're submitting an application to you all, and there's no fee. So that might be something that you all want to think about. I talked to Bo and tried to figure out, well, could we be covered and could there still be a fee submitted, given the statutes there? But no, we can't. So I will defer to Bo to explain to you all kind of what the process would need to be to get that taken care of. But I do think that might be something to consider in your benefit, because it would seem to me that there should be some sort of application fee, if for no other reason to help offset the fee that you guys are paying us to do the review.
Right, okay. Oh, I'm assuming that would need to be done through the updated ordinance or new ordinance?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Would that be an update to our existing ordinance, or is that a new ordinance?
I think you could do an update.
Okay.
I deferred the city attorney, council attorney,
Yeah.
from the last one, but
Okay.
just be an update.
Okay. Maybe we can communicate that to Mike and Perry and get that on the future agenda for August or September.
I can do that.
Because that's obviously my concern. We're paying you to do the
Right.
review, and it makes sense to then charge a reasonable fee to cover those costs.
Yeah, the permit application fee to IDEM is $100.
Okay, so it's nothing that's it's not just like
Right.
obscenely large fee.
Right,
It's-
right.
Yeah, okay.
So that was part of, the conversation with Tim is, it would seem to me that if you guys, that's the cost you all are incurring for that part of that, if they were going to be paying it to IDEM anyway, if IDEM were doing the review,
Right.
then it would seem logical to me. Any questions for me on anything there?
That is good. You got any questions? Nope, Ron shook his head no.
All
All
right.
right, thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
I can give an update on where we are with the funding for the plan. We had a council meeting. Since we've met last Monday, we had a council meeting on the 10th. And we had a workshop as a part of that council meeting for Baker Tilly and for Bo to work through Baker Tilly on the financial analysis side to explain how bonding versus, I remember one point, we were looking at potentially doing bond anticipation notes instead of bonding, and we have a really good offer from the IFA to go ahead and take that bond at a lower interest rate and take advantage of their gift of a $5 million grant through that lower interest rate. So we had a workshop with the council to explain all of that, give them time to process it. Since that workshop, we reached back out to Baker Tilly and said, essentially, what's the max amount that the city can contribute from its cash reserves and still not have to raise user rates in order to continue to get the promised grant funds and make the project work? Because we were looking at a potential $4.2 million investment from the remaining capital trust fund from the water sale money. We already put in $800,000 of that. And the sweet spot appears to be about $3 million. We can contribute up to $3 million and still receive the lower interest rate from the IFA that came straight from them. And I've talked to a couple of council members who are comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that in the sense that that still leaves, Donna, correct me if I'm wrong, it'd be about $2.3 million left in that fund after that.
Yes.
Yes. For any kind of potential catastrophe that might occur in the interim, right? It's 2 years to build the plant. We have a wastewater plant that we know is, what's the phrase, beyond its useful life, they keep saying. And so having that 2.3 cushion makes everybody feel a little better, so that if something were to happen at the existing plant before the new plant comes online, then we have some windfall there to come back to. But it doesn't give the appearance that we're hoarding massive amounts of taxpayer dollars either. It's a good financial plan to help us get through this build. And so all that information and the pro formas on that have been distributed to the council members at this point for them to review. We have a special call meeting on next Wednesday, the 26th at 6:30 p.m. for them to have follow-up conversations or ask any other questions they have about that pro forma and that recommendation. This would be bonding essentially $21 million at an approximate interest rate of about 1.6%, which is phenomenal package. So it's really a good situation, and I'm optimistic that they'll move forward with first reading at that meeting on that, and then they'll still have 2 weeks to iron out any issues and adopt that with second reading at their August 7th meeting. And then Bo has confirmed that that still gives us time to go through the 20-day remonstrance period that's required, and meet our deadline for reaching that September pool with the SRF. And now that the PER is all ironed out, Lori, I'm assuming that will go forward since the minutes were done and everything will be moving on that. So that's kind of the update of where we are. I think we're actually going to get this thing funded and get it going. I mean, they did award the notice of intent to award to PACE. They did authorize that. So the next step for that would be, once we secure the funding, to authorize them, give them the official notice of award, and then move forward to construction.
Good.
Hopefully by early October. Any questions? All right, that's pretty much all I have. Bo, did you have anything for us?
Nothing at this time. I think you covered everything at the council meeting.
Okay. Ryan, anything from your end?
No.
You good, Nathan? Okay, anything for anything else? Anything else? Got it. Ryan, when you're back, please come sign documents for Donna.
I will. I'll be back in town first of next week.
All right, if nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
I have a motion from Ryan, or from Nathan. Oh my gosh, I need more caffeine. From
Second.
Nathan, second from Ryan. I'm just going to combine your names into some weird thing. Roll call vote, Nathan,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. So we're adjourned. See you guys in a couple weeks. All right, thank you.